Welcome back to another episode of Spilling the Tea with Angie and Abby. It has been one hot minute since our last chat, so sit back, chillax, and enjoy the tea that we are about to spill.
Whether you like it or not, no topic is off limits. Mom and I only know how to speak with no filters and a spoonful of sarcasm. So in other words, don't get butthurt. It's 2026. Why are y'all still pussies?
Because I just think it's because we have to basically chase it
Yeah.
a lot. So that's why we're all pussies, because we want to be pussies. We want the, you know what I mean?
You want what you can't have.
Yeah. So I'd like to start off. The last time we did an episode was quite a while ago, actually. It was when we had our month.
Yeah.
Whatever they like to call it, that Pride Month or whatever.
LGB.
Anyway, I talked about how I got voicemail from the company Brightspeed. Now I'm just throwing it out there like that.
She's still on the Brightspeed, guys.
Well,
y'all.
hear me out. They got some good payback. So Daddy listened to my daddy. He listened to the podcast. He knew about all of it. He thought it was hilarious that I added it in because I never tell him what we're going to talk about and stuff like that. He likes a little surprise. So when he heard it, he geeked out, came home, had a few to drink, and then all of a sudden, guess what? There was a Brightspeed employee trying to sell us his Brightspeed crap.
At their house this time, you guys.
Literally, it was I felt like it was too well played to the point where I felt like Brightspeed heard it and then said, send someone their way. So then the guy tries to get Dad to get our service back. He wanted to understand why. And then Dad's like, all you have to do is listen to my wife's podcast and you'll know why. So then what does Dad do? Dad ends up signing up for their service, says to come whenever. He wants all of it. And then he comes into the room as the guy's outside. I was laying in bed watching probably another court TV thing. And he's like, babe, you gotta come outside. There's a Brightspeed guy. I'm having so much fun fucking with him. I'm like, dude, you're taking this too far. I know I'm a lot, but he was a lot.
Too far as if we're not the ones who put them on blast on a podcast.
I know, but the thing is, Dad's normally the rational one, but when he gets a few drinks in him, that goes right out the window.
Oh, we know.
So then, fast forward a couple weeks, I get it, or not weeks, 1 week. Fast forward a couple days, and I get a notification that Brightspeed is coming to start our service and put some wire in, and I'm like, what the shit are you talking about? So then I go out there, the guy's like, hello buddy, where do you want this with this cable? I'm like, I was menopause and hardcore that day. I'm like, listen, my husband was fucking with you, all right? I don't want your service sucks. I talked about it on my podcast. I want nothing to do with it. My husband was just getting payback.
Plus, they already had new cabling put in.
Yeah, so I was like, sorry, we don't want your service. And that's when I also saw the guy was already out there, plotting where he was going to put shit before he even got to our door, which I find really sus. The only reason why I knew he was doing that was because Luna, our dog.
Money.
Yeah, so it was just ridiculous.
Just send Luna after them.
All I know is the guy ends up leaving, kind of annoyed, which I get it. But then, a week or so later, I got another voicemail saying, we'd like to come back, and we noticed that you canceled an appointment. I'm like, oh my God, do these guys not understand? So with that being said, I hate Brightspeed for the simple fact that they keep harassing me. Go away. Go away. I don't want your stupid internet. Yeah. So that's my rant, and that's my update. The end.
Well, I have a rant. I am one to always be talking out on adult subjects in children's movies, children's YouTube, children's books, anything. Mm-hmm. I think that adult concepts just do not belong in anything for children.
Well, hear me out, but I'm going to pause you right there. There is a point where there can be not raunchy or anything like that, but you also want to keep the parents engaged as well.
Yeah.
So I could see little tiny bits, but not like raunchy
Well,
or anything
I'm
like that.
on the opposite spectrum where like I really don't think we need to have adult concepts in kids shows period for it to be entertaining. Like one good example, I guess it is kind of an adult concept, but not really. It's just like a real life concept in that one movie Wayward, where they have that dad who's passed away, and the one thing
Onward.
the one thing that kid wants for his birthday is to meet and see his dad.
Yeah.
And then they it's like based off a D&D thing, and so these kids end up like somehow seeing their dad. Like, I think there are certain things where you can still engage with all watchers without
that is
any adult
true, because that movie I found it very engaging.
It's very emotional,
and it
too.
wasn't, yeah,
and it had good messages.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah, if you look at it that way.
But
that's a good example.
My rant for today is Piggy Pie's Pickle Problem by Queen Genevieve.
Queen Genevieve, if that is
Queen Genevieve.
Is that what it really says?
That's what the author says.
Well, right there by the name, Queen Genevieve.
Assisted by Dr. Charles P. Thomas. So I'm sure this is, I don't know, I can't exactly say who this doctor is, if it's a therapist or whatever. I would speculate it would be a therapist. But in this
Which would make sense
book,
to this, what you're coming up with.
Yes. Yeah. In this children's book, I'm speculating that it is about drug addiction. Because Piggy's pickle problem ends up getting him in trouble with farmers because Piggy is stealing their canned pickles. Piggy is failing in school. Piggy's family is arguing with Piggy over
Piggy's
his
got
pickle
some
problem.
serious issues
Piggy,
with the pickles.
and they literally use the word Piggy is addicted to pickles, and the doctor tells Piggy,
you got a problem.
That if you are so attracted to these pickles and that's the only thing that you want to eat, then you need to swerve towards other things and try to get off the pickles. I'm going to read you
that is literally, I think, a slogan I'm going to start using is lay off the goddamn pickles.
Lay off the pickles. I'm going to read you guys an excerpt from Piggy's Pickle Problem. And you tell me this is not about drugs, all right?
Oh, no, you can already tell it is, and it's written by Queen something.
Piggy said these things, and then he thought, I want to behave the way I was taught. Pickles have taken over my mind. I really don't want to be unkind. I want to stop this nightmare. It's making me feel blue. I'm tired of pickles controlling all the things I do. Then it shows a picture of all these animals circling around Piggy, all right?
Are you sure it's about drugs and not dick?
I don't know.
Dick?
But here is what the animals...
I can understand being addicted to dick.
Here's what the animals have to say back after Piggy says that. We animals are here for an intervention. Helping you is our intention. I give a hoot and the cows moo too. Let's all listen to Mrs. Moo. Many foods like milk are good. Your mommy fed you like she should. She will help you choose what's best. Here's Miss Duck in her cozy nest. Eating just pickles won't help you grow. A variety is best, this I know. So then,
a variety of pickles and other things? Yeah.
Tell me that this is not about pickles and something else. Because why are you writing this is so misleading to children. Because I
cannot see sitting down a 3-year-old to read story time and it being about someone being addicted to pickles.
Or any child.
Like,
because
what the hell?
Nowadays, like, pickles have become a trend, as we know. There's pickle chips, there's pickle drinks, there's pickle everything. People love pickles, right?
No, this ain't about the pickles.
So that's what I'm getting at, is why are you writing books for children? I mean, I get that we should have books are supposed to teach a message, right? They are supposed to teach us messages that your children take on to real world.
I mean, what if somebody in a drug-addicted family reads this? The kid will understand.
And I get that. But the thing is, for children like my child, who made me literally after this page I just read to you guys, looked at me and screamed, "But I love pickles, Mom! Me done with this book. It pissed me off. I'm going to bed." Shut his night lights off and rolled away to face away from me.
Dude has
I'm walking
a
out
Squishmallow pickle.
Literally.
So, yeah.
So I'm walking out the room and he stops me and goes, "Mom, pickles aren't bad. They good." And then he went to bed. My thing is,
Did you read the book before you read it to him?
no, because I thought that it was just
So
Piggy ate too much, because by the cover it looks like Piggy ate too much pickles.
To be honest,
and
the cover
became
is
a
a little
pickle.
creepy too, though. Because why is there a doctor looking like that?
Well, he's looking at Piggy. Why you look like a pickle, Piggy? Right?
Well, why does
I'm
the piggy
thinking-
have a bunch of spots on it like it's on meth?
That's what I'm getting at, though. Is the book has underlying messages of drug addiction this whole time. That is not a message that younger kids should be being taught in the first place.
No.
Because as a child who would be told, "Do not do this," you feed the message of "you should."
I mean,
Like, you should wait till your kids are mentally aware enough to understand things, period, to be talking about, like, the DARE program does a good job of that. You know, there's a lot of programs and things that people teach their kids to stay away from drugs.
Yeah.
I think teaching kids that pickles
yeah.
are a problem, having talks about interventions in a children's book.
I find that book to be nuts.
It's actually kind of disturbing to me.
Yeah.
Because you
Not
can
only
just
that, kids
tell.
have a better imagination than that.
Yes. And also just in general, like, they make, like of course we know they're not talking about pickles.
No, they're not.
But
talking
my
about
thing
pickles.
is, when younger kids or when kids are reading this, they're gonna get scared of.
I just feel like there's way
it's
too
just-
much adultness in
Yes.
that book to the point where the kid is now just sitting there going, "What? Why does
What
the kid
is
like
this?
pickles?"
Exactly. Like, they're
And-
confused about the concept, period. Because why is it him eating pickles making
This
him
is a
fail in
perfect
school?
example of
why
when
is
putting-
him eating pickles making him get in trouble? And why did he eat a pickle and now he wants to steal from people? I feel like it's more of a fear, like, of course it's a fear-mongering book, but it's also very confusing to children, period. I feel like you
Yeah.
have to be older to truly understand this book the way they want you to. And
Is there an actual recommendation on there about like how old?
no,
Does it say any
there is
warning or
no
anything?
recommendation.
I'm actually gonna look at this book more.
There's no recommendation, and there's just like a special thanks in the beginning for the people who encouraged them to write the book.
Dang, I need to start writing books about
There is
all kinds of stuff.
There was
Carrots.
thanks to people like
Potatoes.
contributing to it. There's nothing on why the author wanted to write this book. There's nothing on it. This book literally
Where did
came.
you buy that book?
This book was given out for free
What?
at, you know how the girls do the dirt bike racing and all that?
Yeah.
So they had like this fundraiser that they went to at like a hospital for this stuff, and they were like, the dirt bike race was sponsored by the hospital and all this, and so
The hospital
we
is
got
handing
this.
those out?
Yes, so we got this for free. And it's just, it's very,
I have like the mind blown emoji, just like
yes.
because I feel like this book is a perfect example of what should not be done for kids at this point.
Exactly.
I
Just like that one
messed up.
that Dog Man movie I was telling you about,
Yeah.
where the dog, like, it's a Captain Underpants, like, story, but it's, like, called Dog Man. And this dog in this movie literally gets divorced, and his wife takes his kids from him, so he becomes an alcoholic, but they just call it, like, dog juice or whatever the hell they call it in the movie. Like, obviously they don't say it's alcohol, but it literally shows the dog at the bar.
Yeah.
Drinking beer, like getting drunk, getting depressed, starts slacking on his job, so his police work starts to be just iffy. The police department wants to like fire him.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Like, it is just way too explicit for children, and
Why
this is
can't we
why
just let our
children
little ones be little ones?
anymore. I feel like that's why kids are becoming way too mature way too fast, because we are putting concepts in their adult or into their children material that should only be for adults.
No, I have a question. So, were you, because I read something yesterday or saw something yesterday, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure I saw it on Facebook, and I don't know if you posted it or something, but it is something that I would think you would post about YouTube Kids channel.
Yes, about a therapist, a child's therapist actually made that video.
So I totally 100% agree with what that was said, and it was basically saying watch like what you're basically like everybody should
when
watch
your
what
child
your kids
is
are
watching something, and she said YouTube Kids especially actually targets children.
They show the kids being little brats, and the parents going like kind of like Peppa Pig in a way. The kids like act out. And then the parents are like, "Oh, he's okay."
But this is the thing. In Peppa Pig or even in Bluey, they have Muffin, and Muffin acts like a brat. They make a point to the children that this is not how you want to act. Like in Peppa Pig, when George is naughty, Peppa tells him, like, George, you should not do that. Mom and Dad don't like that, and other people do not like that. Muffin, when Muffin acts out, Bluey and Bingo, they're both like, oh, we don't want to be like Muffin, do we? And the parents are like, oh, Muffin's coming over, right?
I did
so,
notice.
like, they do a good job explaining, like, I think there is to a certain point where we need to teach children this is what happens and this is what you should not do.
I 100% agree with that.
But like you said, these videos show these kids being brats, and then the parents are literally recording it. That's instigation.
Nuts.
That is terrible.
Yes, you're
videos
rewarding
of
good
grown-
behavior, basically.
Yes,
because you're recording it, so the kid's like, "Oh, they're going to record when I'm acting like a brat." Okay.
Or there's the channels of the full-blown adults playing with children's toys. That is off-putting to me, because when Colton was younger, there was this channel that he used to watch with Spider-Man and Elsa, and it was these grown-ass people playing with the Spider-Man and Elsa doll. I don't know if you remember these.
Oh, I remember
But then they were making jokes of, like, Elsa cheating on Spider-Man and Elsa getting pregnant with somebody else's kid, and like they were bringing very inappropriate topics into children's play, and it's like, what the hell?
Well, I thought you meant like, because when our littles are over, the grandbabies, I get down to their level and I play with them. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I play with toys.
Yeah, that's
I don't sit there and do that.
That's different. When you're a grown ass person recording yourself by yourself, playing with children's toys, bringing in inappropriate topics, that is grooming. I don't care what anybody says. That is grooming.
Yeah,
that's
I agree with
very wrong, and I see so much of it on YouTube's kids. It actually makes me sick. That is why in my household, I'm not saying that we don't have screen time, because he plays video games with us, but he was playing
Spider-Man.
Yes, he plays things that are either age appropriate, or if we're playing like Rainbow Six Siege, it's based off of army training, or
I know he would love
people going and defusing
simulator.
bombs. Is it necessarily kids appropriate? No, but Leroy likes army men. We're sitting right there.
Oh, I know he loves army men, but Mama don't love army men.
Yes,
you don't.
He's not on the chat with these grown people, talking on the mic with these grown people. We're sitting right there playing with him. When he was playing that Badlands game with Garrett, he would just wanted to drive the car around, and then he started shooting at people, like civilians.
Yeah.
So then we took it away and we told him, like, that is not right. We do not do that. So, like, to a point, no, I don't think that we should be just taking screen time away completely, because that's not how I live life. It's not realistic to today's day and age.
Yeah.
But kids should not have unsupervised tablet time. Kids should not have unsupervised phones. Children his age, my child's 4 now, I do not believe a child from any toddler age up until they are like 13 should be having any type of tablet, computer, none of that. They just should not. They have TVs. You can have a gaming system in your house. All that. You can give your kid a goddamn flip phone for all I care, just like I had when I was 9. You want your kids to reach out to you, you can go buy a flip phone. You want your children, you want to give your kid a smartphone, fine. put some malware on there to where you can see
Yes.
exactly who your children are talking to, exactly what they are watching, and
Yeah.
exactly what they are doing. It is not that hard. All these people who are out here claiming
Preach, girl, preach.
like all these, I hear all the time on the internet that I gave my kid this phone and this person was messaging them,
Well, what do you
and then they're gonna
expect?
sue. Then they want to sue this person for like messaging their child or like grooming their child and all this. Take the blame as well.
You're the parent that handed that phone to them.
Exactly. You need
Yeah.
to take some responsibility instead of going, well, it's XYZ reasons that this happened. It's not my fault. No, you still gave your child the opportunity to go out
Yep.
and have these things happen to them.
Yeah, but with this being said, Abigail, I'm going to just throw some tea on you. Listen here, my fellow listeners. I got the opportunity to spend some time with her son, my grandbaby Leroy. Leroy loves his army men, like she said. Now, as much as Abby's saying she wants her kid to be playing blah, 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 well, I'm here to tell you that's BS because
Don't even tell me.
you've almost
No.
put me in the corner.
Yes.
Listen to me. Hear me out, okay? I had the grandbaby in her home, yes. We're playing with his little army men, and every time he says, like, wartime, let's go, or he 1 3 2 1, whatever he was saying, and then all of a sudden,
3, 2, 1.
yeah, and then all of a sudden, my army guys are all over the place, and his aren't. He won't even let me touch his. So I was like, fine, let's get some Nerf gun bullets, and so it's just me and him in the living room on the ground playing. Mom is coming home from work. Next thing I know, I feel like someone is staring at me. And lo and behold, it's you standing in the doorway. And Leroy is like on me and slowly, his body is like slowly sliding off of my back. The war noise, the Call of Duty war noise that I had playing on my phone was quickly paused all while I'm staring at you, and you're mad at me, yelling at me. I can hear you.
Actually,
all the way from-
correction. I was sternly talking. I was not yelling at you because we know how sensitive Leroy gets about yelling. So, you telling people I yelled at you, bullshit. I sternly talked to you. And then you said,
You
please.
gave me that
and then,
look that was
yes,
burning my
the
soul.
look-
All because I'm playing army guys.
I
with my
gave you the
little-
mom look, yes.
Yeah, I'm
But
your
that
mom.
don't mean I yelled at you, you crazy bastard.
I'm your mom. So instead of me being like,
So,
well, this is-
correction, you guys. She felt like she was being yelled at because I
No.
sternly talked at her and gave her the
Dude,
mom
she
stare.
had devil horns like blowing, like even Leroy, the way he was sliding off my body, like oh shit. I was like looking at him like, baby, it's okay. I
Well,
got
when
your
you
back.
live in an apartment complex and hear your household, which is upstairs, all the way down the road by your mailboxes, yeah. Especially because Leroy knows that that's not allowed in my house.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. And then here I am.
He was even telling mom
42.
before I got home, I don't know, mom will be pissed off.
See, he actually made me call you to see if we could use the Nerf gun bullets, and you got mad that I called, and I'm like, dude, just
Well,
doesn't
yeah,
want to get in
it's a
trouble.
fucking Nerf gun bullet. Just use them.
But
He
he's
has
like,
them.
No, Nana, you can't use those. Me, mom, get pissed me off.
Well, you know why? Because one day we were having a Nerf war at the house. Me, Austin,
Again, this
and
is
Leroy.
just proof that she doesn't really want her kid to play real life game or and use his imagination. She just wants to stare at the mother.
Oh,
like
that's
you should
bullshit.
you should see the daggers right now coming at me.
Yeah, because she's making me seem so evil.
Little
like,
guy
you know, I'm
sitting
not. If I didn't want him to have an imagination, his room wouldn't be the way it is.
Dude, little guy is
He wouldn't
slowly
have.
sliding off, and I could hear he's like, like
And if
basically,
I didn't want him
told
to have
you-
an imagination,
told you.
if I didn't want him to have an imagination, I would have shoved the fucking iPad in his face like everybody else does.
I get that,
So
but-
you know that's not true.
But here's my deal.
She's just jealous, or no,
I'm
not
not
jealous.
jealous.
She's upset because I got mad because she allowed him, and she was being
No.
It was more you
No.
being naughty. You were being naughty, and then you let him, and then I'm also kind of mad still because when I got back, you made it like you villainized me instead of just understanding as a grown-ass adult should. You should.
No, I didn't villainize
Oh,
you.
you know what? Yeah, because you went, please don't be mad at him, and all that. So
because
to a
the daggers you were throwing at me, I was like, oh my
to a
God.
4-year-old, though, when he sees mom standing in the door looking at Nana mad, and then you go, don't be mad at him, that's instigating a reaction out of him.
Okay, I wasn't
That's
trying to
giving
do
him
that.
anxiety, because you saw how he was like, Mom, please don't. It's like, no, I would have left it at the stair and told you, like, hey, we're at war with our neighbors right now, which we'll get into later. We're at war with our neighbors right now. We can't be so loud because, we have neighbors.
I get that.
I was more just upset because...
To me, it was crazy that if you paused the moment and I walked outside my body and was looking within, here I am. The girl that came from my loins, right, is standing there, daggers shooting out of her eyes at me. And I'm the grandma of this beautiful little boy who's like sliding off my back like, we just got caught. Oh, shit. And I'm like, wait, why am I feeling like I'm in trouble? I'm the oldest one in this fucking
she
building.
was in trouble. So mom's embarrassed she got in trouble with me for the first time.
I couldn't believe it.
But no.
Put me in the goddamn corner.
Tell people I don't want my kid to have imagination. Fuck you, that's evil.
You know what you did by making me feel like that? All you did was feed into it, because now when he's at my house, he literally is the cutest officer on God's green earth with the, you are under arrest! And he'll arrest me and tell me that I get no food. I got no water.
He's a brutal officer. He locked me in the pantry one day when we were playing officer after he was at your house, because you said you were calling him Sheriff Big Booty and that pissed him off. So when he was playing cops at our house, he shot me in the back of the head, and then he was like, ooh, headshot, Mom. So I went, oh, Mom's invincible. And then I gave him like my evil laugh, and then he goes, you're not invincible. You under arrest. So I went, whatever, Sheriff Big Booty. You can't get me a big booty. And then he got really pissed off, so he shoved me into the pantry.
Yeah.
And with immense force, I might say. And then he locked me in the pantry, and then he had Austin come outside the door and withhold me from getting out.
Yeah.
Of jail.
I'm sitting here on the ground, but near the swing that Dad had just recently had put up at the time, and he's like, you don't move. And I'm like, well, and so I was trying to get back at him, so I was like, I mean, I could call him all the things, but I think he's got like he's my grandkid. I'm not looking at it sexually or anything, but he's got a cute little butt, right? So I'm like, well, whatever, sure, big booty. And all of a sudden he freaking turned around and I got the reaction I wanted.
He hates that because I used to call Emma Fatty Boom Boom, and that really pissed Emma off all the time. And so one day he was eating like a whole pizza. I could not believe this kid ate a whole pizza. So I'm like, okay, Fatty Boom Boom. And I started laughing. He hates getting called Fatty Boom Boom now. So I do that to get a reaction out of him because I think it's funny.
I think it's funny too. But what I'm getting at is,
Mom's evil.
I'm not evil. I literally have it on my list here.
I'm feeling a type of way telling people I don't want my kid to have imagination.
Listen here, bitch.
After I literally just got done talking shit about YouTube kids.
So what I'm literally, because that's it tied in with this. You go, yeah, you want to have kid to have imagination? Well, you yelled at me for letting your kid have an imagination. That's what I was getting at. But literally on my list here, I have in quotes, you are under arrest, because I love the way he says it. And then I put proud mama moment that I'm watching you and how he is. The little dude's got seasonings that are emptied out, like the bottles, and he's fake making food. The kid Dad had to got him this like Navy SEAL looking vest that he wears when he's under arresting me. And he's got a knife. It's a picture of, of a knife on one side and 2 bombs on the other, and he really thinks they're there. So the kid has a very good imagination. So whatever you're doing you're doing a great job. That's what I was getting at. But also, shame on you. You made me feel like I was going to sit in the corner.
I told her straight out, because she was like, don't put him in a timeout, this and that. And I literally said right in front of Leroy, I'm not mad at him. I'm mad at you.
Yeah, but then also, like, what, 5 minutes after you ate some cheese, you're like, I was just really hungry too.
Yeah, I was really hangry. I was super hangry. I'm scary.
Your hangry can go fuck itself. That's what
I
I'm saying.
was, but like, damn, to the mailboxes, you guys. She's not only a loudmouth on the podcast.
So
she's
are
a
you, bitch?
loudmouth in general.
No, well, what made it worse, but also better for us, because I mean, it just gave us a whole ass vibe. Was playing that Call of Duty war sounds, because he loves it when I play. What he likes to sit on the bike that we helped him learn how to ride, and I just love it. He will ask me to put on a sound of a race car, so I'll do that on my phone. So I was sitting there like, oh, I know I can make this whole experience of war much better. So I put the Call of Duty war noise. So we had that, and then I'm
never
like,
thought about
bomb,
doing that.
bomb. I mean, I thought it was
I
creative.
thought that was pretty creative.
Yeah,
too.
it is creative.
I
So
never
you're not
would've
really
thought-
mad at me? You'll let me play again like that?
Well, I don't care how you play like that. Just don't be so loud at my house.
Because honestly,
I
the
don't
way
care
I look
where
at
you're
it,
loud. Even if you were outside, it's like whatever. But I'm at war with my neighbors right now, you guys.
no, and I
And
get that.
like
but
we'll yell at, but it's also controversial to say.
Yeah.
It's also controversial to say don't be like that because we'll yell in the bathroom through the walls like fucking losers, tweakers, like
to your neighbors,
yeah, they're
Yeah.
assholes. I hate them.
Well,
too.
what I'm saying is, there was a lot of ways to look at it, and I understand. I guess the bottom line was you were hangry, right? And then you were like
sure,
that.
she could take responsibility
I will take a little bit of that,
as always.
but you did give me credit with the creativity. All right, you did. But on top of it, what I was thinking when I was driving home, because I was salty, I was like, God, can't believe my daughter just tried to put me in a corner, which you really didn't. But that's how I felt. Like I got caught innocently playing something, and now I understand where the kids are at when they're playing, and I catch them doing something when you guys were little, and I'd put you in the corner.
She
So that's how I
felt
felt. So basically, I was also looking at it as, or you could look at it like, my mom and dad were not the greatest grandparents. They weren't the worst to you,
to
but
me
they
only.
weren't the best to the rest of the kids. And also, like on the other side, dad's like grandparents weren't. They're not the best either. So with that being said, you could look at it as my mom is doing the best she can. And
I used to get more upset about things like that because I don't know, like I just would get upset about the noise, upset about the attitude. Like I guess I got more upset about normal kid things than I should. But then I saw this video, oddly enough, that was like kids who are scared of the environments they are in do not act that way. They're very quiet. They're very submissive. They don't test the patience. They don't test their boundaries.
Yeah.
They just don't do things like that.
because they're afraid of what's going to happen next. Yeah.
So when I saw that, and then I thought about my childhood, how my dad would tell me that I was such an angel as a child, when we all know I wasn't, right?
You were not an angel.
I was the worst out of all of them a lot of days. And
Yeah.
so I look back
I
at
still love
that
you.
where I went, wow, at my mom's house I was a devil and I was more comfortable there versus when I was at dad's house I was always afraid of Stephanie beating on me or something, or my dad
I
putting
always
me
wanted you
in my
guys to
room
figure out
forever.
who you were.
So so when I saw that video,
Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry, Abigail. I'm going to pause this just because I have to. But my son, Colton, your brother, is sitting here and he's just texted me and showed me a text of Dolly Parton it's confirmed that she had just died at the age of 80. Now, mind you, she's old. Oh, yeah. She's old and all that. But for me, she's also like a legend because my grandpa, Masty, literally, we had a dog named Reba, a dog named Dolly. Like, my grandpa listened to Dolly while he was milking cows. Like, Dolly was a big part of my growing up. So, I mean, that's a huge loss.
I never really liked Dolly.
I love for what she stood for and all that, you know?
I like her in the sense that, like, I was always that kid who was the redneck, but also was very, very girly.
That's
and
how I feel
outgoing.
she is.
So
And also,
I
very
always
bougie.
love that about her because
Yeah.
there's this one video of like somebody called her, like, used to call her trailer trash, and she'd be like, high class trailer trash, and I was like, yeah, I love that for her.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just think that's crazy. And literally, it was cute seeing Colton rush in here with Dolly Parton just died at 80 on his phone going, yeah, she did. I thought that was
like,
cute.
put that on there.
He's never really like, I don't know. Colton's hard to read, but basically, I embarrassed the hell out of him, I guess. And you know the worst part is I cut down everything I ever did to you guys, older kids, down to like for like 25% of what I used, like all the way down to 25%, and that's still too
I know, she
embarrassing.
used to get pissed off at us literally for anything.
Because you guys would be embarrassed of me. And I'm like, why? And now I'm
No,
looking at it
not
like,
even that. She'd just get pissed off about anything. Even if we tried to steal, like, cereal out of the cereal boxes as a snack.
bitch, because I was
and now
making
Colton
supper.
gets whole-ass packs of cookies.
No, he doesn't get packs of cookies. And
Oh, bullshit.
no, not to stomp on your little Cheerios over there and everything, but it got worse. Because now he doesn't just get whole ass packets. He gets, depending on how many I want to make, he gets normally about 3 to 6 nice, hot, gooey cookies every single day.
This is bullshit,
I bought the cookie dough and I just like portion it out while I'm cooking supper, so he gets those nice warm cookies every day. It's not
bullshit, man.
It's not bullshit. He also gets his own like soda and stuff. You want to know what? It's because he's the only one that's still there. Like literally, it could have been you. If you were the last one there, you would have been spoiled too.
I was
And
spoiled.
I'm not even
I
really,
can't say I
you
wasn't.
were spoiled because I did a lot with
I was
you.
spoiled more than the other kids.
Well, and that's where I think why we have such a bond the way we do is because I feel like I wanted better for my children than what I got from my mom. I was always lacking something from my mom. And so I felt like now in hindsight, I mean, it is what it is, but I almost turned you into a best friend instead of a daughter right away. And that probably wasn't the greatest thing for our relationship.
Back then, now I don't mind it because we're both
No,
adults.
I switched roles now, yeah.
Yeah, like we're both adults now, so it's not so much. But as a kid, it was kind of confusing sometimes.
Yeah,
But-
and I'm sure that put you in a shitty
But I also
situation, too.
see it in your way, like being older now, that you weren't treated the best by your own mother, and
No, and I wanted you
it's
to have
not
better.
like you did less for the boys or like you cared less for them. It was more sense that like you wanted to treat your daughter like you were not treated.
I wanted to break the cycle.
Yes, and so
Because there is a big cycle in my family. My grandma and my mom did not have a good relationship. My mom and I did not have a good relationship, but I had an amazing one with grandma. So like I wanted to break that. And Grandma Koopman, I feel like helped me a lot with that of breaking the cycle because she would be like, back up, look what you just did. Reevaluate that, you know? So yeah, either way, she tried to put me in the corner, kinda, mentally. And I would do that.
obviously
I would do
it
that all
worked
over again.
because she pondered about it the whole way home.
Nope, I would do it all over again. And only because I want all of my grandkids to look at their like upbringing and go, wow, my grandpa or Nana and Bumpo were this cool. They did this. Now I don't want to just be cool. I'll put them in their place when I need to, you know, but I want them to be able to look back and see that we were there every step of the way. So, I mean, it is what it is. If it happens again, I'll try to lower the volume. I don't know. Your son's just as loud as you are. So
It'd be loud sometimes. That's why I'm like, I do think it was the hanger demon too, to a point, because we be loud as hell in our
Yes.
house, even when people aren't home. Like Austin,
and you're a foodie.
Leroy,
You
and I,
need food. Like, I'm not saying she's fat. She just needs food.
I
And so
am
do
a big back. I'm not fat, but I definitely do be a big back. I should be morbidly obese, and I don't know how I was blessed with
You
the
know,
metabolism
honestly,
I
I
have.
agree with you on that.
I should be really
felt
fat.
like-
I really
I
should
felt like
be.
when I was majorly big, like I would watch people eat and gain 5 pounds for them.
And I'm stuck at the same weight all the
You're
time.
like,
and I
oh,
can
man, I
literally
just-
eat fucking anything.
You had to unbutton your pants after you get done eating, and me, I'd have to do that before I ate.
Yeah, I don't know how. I'm very...
With that being said, I do want to bring up a topic that annoys the fuck out of me.
Alright, what's that?
Why do I gotta be noticing stupid stuff like this in the world? I have no idea. But why is it that whenever you see a big guy, there always has to be a little tiny fucking dog right next to him?
My dad!
Not just your dad. It is literally everywhere. It's always like the dog doesn't match the owner. You know, it's like big guy.
And you know
tiny
what?
dog.
A lot
And
of
why
people
does it
say that their dogs like always look like their owners.
align with
so
that?
that's...
Yeah. No, it is fucked up. And also, why do these big guys with these tiny little dogs? Why do the dogs have names like Hercules? And why does the guy have a nicknamed Tiny.
Because
What the
small
hell, man?
dogs come with big bites. That's what it is, really. Because small dogs have this facade that they're like so rough and tough, and then the big dogs are always the babies.
Like, when
Do you
I
ever
wrote this
notice
down-
that?
Yes, and when I wrote this down, it was because I was literally I see it in our neighborhood, and then after I wrote it down, I'm like, oh well, Abby's dad is big and his dog Zeppelin is fucking tiny. So
Yeah, there's
But I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
Zeppelin.
because you see like a Great Dane, you'll see a midget.
They need
I don't
a
know.
big dog to back it up.
That's just what I'm saying. It's very misleading. The whole nickname also Tiny Peanut, like that's misleading. The guy's not tiny and he ain't peanut. Like it's just. Yeah, that was actually on my list. That was messed up.
That was very random.
It is very random, but that's how my mind works. I actually have been trying to talk through what my mind is going through to Dad, just so that there's one other person in this world that knows exactly what's going on. And he looks at me like the look that he's giving me
Is you're crazy?
is one, he ain't listening. He's just stare blinking into my face like I was just in the middle of watching this while you interrupted me with this stupid shit. But also, his look is looking at me like, what the fuck? Who the hell did I marry? Where's the divorce papers? She's
I
fucking
have
crazy.
the opposite where I'll do the same thing to Austin, but most of the time we oddly agree. Like,
Yeah, same.
him and I are way too in tune with each other because, like, per example, we're at Dave's Hot Chicken the other day. And you know how much I love the early 2000s style. I don't
yeah.
necessarily dress like it, but I do love that. And
Well, that's the era you're from.
so I'm like looking and I'm thinking, oh my god, these dudes look like just fucking gay as fuck, alright? Like, not like they take it up the ass with each other gay. Like,
No.
they just look fucking
Were they wearing
dumb.
plaid?
No, they were wearing, I mean, like, affliction t-shirts, tap-out t-shirts.
Okay, that's your
with
brothers,
with
dude.
the baggy jeans, with
Oh, okay.
the DC shoes. They had flat brim hats. Like,
Kinda like
one
Jordan.
of them, yes. And then one of them had a bandana on his head with the flat brim hat.
Oh, yeah.
And so I look over and I instantly start
That's-
choking on my food, laughing.
What's
and
that
Austin
name?
looks at me. Mind you, there's tons of people in the restaurant. And he goes, what
like
do you think
Eminem.
they hold each other's pockets? I'm like, are you looking at who I'm looking at? We don't even
That's-
confirm.
yeah.
And all of a sudden he goes, the fag trio? Yeah, I see them. So
Yeah.
then we're sitting there and they sit like a table away. And one thing I love is that people never pipe up to us. I don't know why.
Oh my
But
god.
we'll be
you're-
sitting
you're
there
gonna- oh god.
obnoxiously talking about these same people.
You are so
and they never
embarrassing.
come up to us ever. They never say anything. I was sitting there like, yeah, they're each other's butt buddies. Look at, they're holding hands and they're like watching a video together, so they're obviously like closer.
Girl.
But then Austin will be like, do you think that they lick each other's earlobes when they watch videos
So
together?
basically,
Like, we're
instead of shutting
assholes.
you down, he just makes
He makes it worse.
feeds it. See, now, I knew that you and I could be quite embarrassing. However, it wasn't until just recently where I had felt my little butthole just
She
like
was
clenched.
shaking.
I was
literally.
like, let's get the hell out of here. We were at Goodwill doing our best thing, our favorite thing ever, thrifting. And there's a little group of wannabes, like what Colton called incels, I believe.
Yeah, they were dressed exactly like these guys, except it's like a group of people who is always at Goodwill. It's like the bins.
Oh, they were.
And they always make everybody's experience terrible because
So, yeah.
they will literally push you out of the way. I gotta give context on why I was such a dick. They literally will
Well, I
push
didn't
you.
want context. I just wanted to
they'll push you out of the way. They'll literally rip shit out of people's hands. They're obnoxious. They throw things around the store. They're just fucking assholes.
Now, our thrift store that we like to go to is a bit different than the ones that are on, like, clothes on the racks type stuff. This is where it's in a big bin.
The outlet.
It's an outlet, and you basically dig through used clothes, and you find lots of great shit. I love it. It's just the thrill of it. Plus, when you're losing weight, like I am, it's next to impossible to afford clothes. So that's a great,
And it's, it's just a cheap
So
alternative.
these guys, when the new bin will come out, these guys will rush to it and cause problems with everybody else around the area. But what I'm getting at is I had a cart. I was already disappointed with the fact that our experience there, we weren't finding anything. Oh my God, I can't believe I found this. Like, great, amazing find. Nothing like that. It was already like, what the fuck? I waited a month to come here and this is what I found type
Literally.
shit. And then Abby goes and talks to my youngest, Colton, and he says something like, those guys are incels. Next thing you know, I am next to Abigail.
Let me say this in the Abby way.
I got the cart and I'm walking like,
So she's like looking at them up and down, like, you know, judging them in her head. But instead, I
the best way
decide
to probably do it.
So I decide to look at this group of like, what, 5 or 6 guys?
Yeah, it was about 5.
And I went, yeah, we're leaving because the fucking retards here.
Yes,
As I'm
everybody,
staring
I am
them in their
guaranteeing you
soul.
can cancel her anytime you want. I want her to
I
be
really
canceled.
don't
She
care.
literally
I
went,
cancel me all you want.
She to the point, as I started hearing her mouth, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, nope, she ain't. This is just a joke. Like,
So
no,
then all of a
I don't
sudden,
like confrontation.
the one guy who thinks he's probably like, you know, because you know how they always have like the alpha of the group, right? So he looks at me and he goes, who's the fucking retard? So I gave him the hand.
See,
So
cancel.
then I started like,
you're the fucking retard. Cancel.
and then he's like, excuse me, and then he goes, you're, and I went, what? I'm fat. What? I'm ugly? You're still fucking retard.
Okay, now I'm gonna pause you right there, Abigail, and I'm gonna insert myself here. This is exactly where my butthole went straight to my throat, and I grabbed that cart and I moved it as fast as I could.
She started walking so fast out that door.
Hey, now I can walk fast, so I'm gonna use it to my advantage. I walked out like, fuck this.
So I'm
shit.
still.
And she's still.
Yeah, the whole way out the store, I'm looking at them, giving them the fucking hand. And then all of a sudden, these guys are looking at me dumbfounded. Some of them are laughing at their homie. Some of them look like, oh my god, the audacity of this chick. But then all of a sudden, all of a sudden, mom's telling me, we're outside at this point, she's telling me how embarrassing I am and all this other stuff. And so
Yeah,
she
it was
makes me put the
embarrassing.
cart back. And this guy is standing in there almost as if he was trying to follow me out the store.
And got caught.
And then got caught. So I walked back in and I started laughing when I saw him. I'm like, oh, it's the ugly fucking retard. And then I put the cart back. He's like, oh my god, I'm so much hotter than you. And I'm like, John, you're still retarded. And I'm walking away. So he starts following me. And he hits like that outside door. And I look at him and he's like, fuck you, bitch. And I'm like, yeah, I bet you wish you could, retard. And now I'm giving him the hand, like slapping off my chest the whole way to the car. And I felt so justified. I felt like on top of the fucking world. And here's my mom, literally shaking, sweating bullets.
Okay, mind you, I also have menopause right now, so I do.
You
sweat
know
bullets.
damn well
but
it's
it was
not
that
the
too, because
menopause.
I don't like confrontation. And one, they really didn't do anything to like for that to be caused. So I was like, what the fuck? But then on top of it, my favorite part of this whole story is you get into the vehicle. You feel like amazing. You're like on top of the fucking world.
Even though I'm unconscious.
And I'm looking at her and I'm seeing the way she's looking. Her hair. She looks like I looked crazy. She looks like a crazy, like, I don't know, hippie / whatever. Your hair was all over the place. It was sticking out everywhere. And I'm like, you're one hot mess. And she's like, then she's like, oh my god, I wish I would have looked at myself before I just started that.
My hair looked all wild. You know what though? I still don't care. Mom told me that day, she's like, you tell me that you act like that in public all the time, but I never believed you until today.
It's not that I didn't believe it. It's that it's like, would you
Who
really
does
do
that?
Like, yeah, like,
Well, because
that
I told her
doesn't
this
seem-
story about how we went to El Tequila in Shawano. And we were sitting, and then this group of ladies comes in, and they were so fucking obnoxious. It sounded like a pack of hyenas walked in. I don't care if you're having a good time, you're loud, whatever. I'm loud, my mom's loud, my boyfriend can be loud.
Hey,
Point is that, like, I don't
change.
care about people having a good time, laughing, all that. But when you are so goddamn loud that everybody around you cannot even hear the conversations they're having, you cannot, like, the waiter came up to our table and literally asked us to repeat ourselves 3 times in a row because these ladies were so loud. So then Austin and I started talking super loud and obnoxious. Like, Austin's like, sucks that I pay all this money to not even have a good fucking time because the monkeys came out from the zoo. And I'm like, yeah, fucking retard bitches, shut the fuck up. And we're like talking obnoxiously loud. So then all of a sudden, these girls are like in the booth because they probably heard us at this point and they're like, shh, to each other. And then they're like laughing, even like they're giggling after they shush each other. And so I went, yeah, that's fucking right, bitch, shut up.
Okay,
so
now if you heard that story, would you believe that story?
No! So then all of a sudden we're leaving. And I thought this is the perfect opportunity for them to not say anything back, right?
Yeah.
So we're walking out and they're like, you can see their booth as you're walking out. And so I looked at them and I went,
Yeah,
stopped. And then I gave them the stare.
She just looked like it was amazing.
And then we walked out, and Austin looks at me and he goes, I can't wait to marry you. That's how you know we're both fucking assholes. But
so you tell me the story, and the crazy part of the whole story also, again, is who it's coming from. You are a loudmouth yourself, so it's crazy that you think they're loud. So that just means they were really loud.
Like I said, I don't care if you're being really loud, having a good time, but when you're ruining everyone's experience around you, that's when I have a fucking problem.
What about at a bar? Is that acceptable?
I feel like there's different circumstances. Like, when there's people who are being obnoxiously loud when I'm bartending, I will go up to them because it's the
point drinking, they're trying to have fun.
Yes, but there is the point where it gets to be too much. Just like these ladies. Like, when you start to disrupt everyone else around you, it is my job to go there and tell you you need to calm down, because then you're A, ruining everybody else's experience, B, you're driving business away.
Girl,
and C, just have common sense. I don't care if you're dancing, laughing, hooting and hollering. Like, obviously there's a different setting, the bar via a restaurant, but there are times where I had to, like, tell people shut the fuck up. So
that's another reason why you should be canceled. I feel like I just want to cancel you today. If you're if you're bartending, because you do bartend, guys, she bartends, and the person's like having a blast, it's their birthday, right?
Well, no, I don't. That's different. Like I said, there's a line. Like, if it's about if you are ruining everyone else's time around you at the bar.
How do you know you are ruining it?
Because as a bartender, you hear the conversations on the other side of the bar. I'll give you a great example. I have this one customer who is a regular of mine, I will say, and they still come in and tip my ass. All right, well. Point is that
because you're loud and fun.
Exactly. It's not that I'm a cunt. It's just that, like, I know when you need to stop. Just like I have this regular who comes in and he will be loud, which is fine. But then other people will start to come in and congregate, and then he will, like, abruptly say racist things. Not okay. He will call, like, one day this group of, like, fruity.
Retard, would that be okay?
I don't care.
I'm just trying to ask.
Honest to God, I really don't care.
I'm trying to,
like, I don't care what you talk about. I don't care what you talk about. But when you start to be a dick to other people or ruin other people's experiences, then I have a problem. I had a group of women who came in on their birthday. It was this woman's golden birthday. They're balling out. They're playing the jukebox. They're telling me turn that shit up. They're hooting, hollering. They're screaming the fucking lyrics. Whatever. I don't care. Because you know why? People are buying this lady shots. People are there. They brought the party energy to the bar with them. But then,
that's what I'm getting at.
But then we call him BJ. We call him BJ.
Don't say anything racist. So call him BJ.
So then BJ, we literally, when he asks stupid questions, we take $1 from him. And that's like the rule of the bar. Like, you ask a stupid question, we get to take $1 from you.
But
so he walks up to this girl, and she has a birthday banner. She has a birthday crown. Oh, he fully accepts it at this point. But she has a birthday banner, birthday crown. He goes up to her. Is it your fucking birthday? Screams. And now he's leaning on her and she looks uncomfortable. So I told him, BJ, get back to your fucking seat.
So then
I did. I walked up and took $1 from him, and then I gave it to the lady. And she's like, "What's this for?" And I'm like, "Oh, he asked you a stupid question." And they're all looking at us like we're mistreating this old man, right? So then all of a sudden, he's sitting there, and he goes, "Abby, what are you doing today?" I took another $1 because he's screaming this like over the jukebox. You can hear him.
You're next to him,
right up to
the bar.
You can tell, like you know, I'm closing bars, so you know what the fuck I'm doing today. So I took the $1 and I put it in his jar because most of the time we give it back to him, unless it's like customers will give the $1 to the customer, but he gets the money back, so it's not like we're stealing it from him.
You're just
like it goes towards his tab, and it's to prove a point. Like just shut the fuck up and quit asking stupid questions. So when I had to cut him off was when he asks me, "So it's summertime, Abby." Because one day I made a joke about 70s bushes. I have to give the context. So I made a joke about having...
because as soon as you say 70 bushes,
so then I made a joke about
these
70s bushes because some lady was talking about how only lesbians let their pubes grow.
Hang on, pause. I have to insert myself here. Honey, I know you're going to be listening to this and probably listening right now, actually. And when you do, just know that you know who I am talking about when Abby says 70s bush and instantly someone's name pops up in my head. You know who it is. Let's just put it this way. Armpit hair as long as yours.
Oh, God.
All right. Keep going, Abby.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, you do. It's your snake's baby mama.
So anyway.
70s bush.
So then anyway, he asked me, since it's summertime, Abby, is it bald like a peach? Or can you braid it? So then I took $10 off his fucking pile and I put it in my tip jar. And I went, you know what, BJ? I'm taking your $10 and you can get the fuck out now.
You didn't even answer him, dude, for $10.
No! And so then he goes,
come on, man.
That's what he said. He's like, this is bullshit. But he doesn't say you didn't answer. He goes, you can't just lift your skirt and let us see? So then I told BJ, you're cut off. Well, can I have a root beer then? It just makes me feel included. I'm like, no, BJ, you gotta go home.
Dude, I gotta meet this guy.
Dude literally lives like, he can walk to his house like 50 feet away from the bar. Right? No.
Okay, good.
I don't go to that bar. But, yeah, so then BJ's like, this is bullshit, man. He's walking out the bar screaming something about bartenders, 70s bush, this, that. And so I'm like, I'm glad I cut his ass off. Then he's walking out and all the ladies were like, thank you. They go, thank you so much. That dude creeped us out. And then he started talking about your bush. And now I'm like, I don't have a fucking bush. So now everybody talks about Abby's bush.
That's a great idea. My thing is, I feel bad for he wasn't even in the area when you said you don't have a bush.
So you know what?
So now you don't know.
So now
the question
that's the
I know probably what it is.
You need to get out.
Very much the same, but I don't yeah. Yeah. So I guess if they cancel you, that's okay, because I said it's okay to cancel you.
I told Austin.
I mean, you said a lot of things that could be canceled today.
I told Austin that at this point, even if we were to get super big at one point, and people start digging in, start digging into my internet history, they could cancel me over the things I comment on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
I could get canceled over anything. So I've told myself at this point,
I feel like if
I don't care.
Sneezes at this
I'm
point.
a rage baiting person. We literally say at the beginning of our podcast,
don't get butthurt.
Don't be pussies.
Yep.
If you don't like it, don't listen.
Obviously, you know why? If you're listening, you're probably from Ashburn, Virginia, because again, I hate to keep doing that, but like, it's quit
giving the listeners hard-ons.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm giving you guys a hard-on in Ashburn, however you say it.
Ashburn,
Virginia.
Ashburn, Virginia.
We're from a good old Wisconsin. No, but either way, if we do get big, that'd be awesome. I'm not putting that on us. I like doing this as a hobby, which is why we don't have very much. And also, I do want to say I feel bad because I was putting more content out there in the very beginning of this whole podcast journey of my own as well as us. And I loved it and I was having a great time. But now I'm at this point in my life where I'm taking a different turn of basically Abby's trying to yawn on me and pretend she's not. I just saw it. I love you, Abby.
I tried
I'm
so
bored.
hard.
I know. I saw your eyes start to water and I saw your mouth. I'm like, this bitch yawning on me. But what I'm getting at is I'm on a health kick right now, sort of, kind of. And so I've been outside more, doing more.
She works out. She works out.
I don't just work out. I do a kettlebell, get it right.
And she won't shut the fuck up about it. I mean, I'm so proud of you. I love you.
Daggers. I'm beating you. The only reason why I'm not beating you up right now is because I tried on this amazing dress at my favorite coffee shop. And
I got it put on hold, and I told her to do it.
And said, I'll try to figure it out for your birthday, which is coming up. And I was like, oh my God, I need this dress. And so that's why I'm not stabbing you right now.
You know I'm proud of you.
I know you are. But I really don't sit there and dress on in general. But I still don't like, I don't really go around.
Guys, she legit flexes on me. She legit flexes on me. Don't let her tell you.
Okay, I'm going to say this. The reason why I was flexing is because I'm proud of myself for when you lose a lot of weight, people tend to forget. I mean, I'm not going to say people because I don't know that, but I forgot that, hey, when you lose weight, you're going to also lose muscle mass. So therefore, I have the arms, the bat wings and all that. So by me flexing, I'm showing the improvement of course, I'm not going to get rid of that skin. I need surgery for that. But if I bulk up that muscle, then it makes it look.
See how sensitive she is? Flexing on people is a Gen Z term. Because
you meant flexing in a different way.
Like, no, I meant flex. I meant like literally flexing on me. But people say that because like gym bros and all them people will post all the photos of them flexing all the time and stuff.
So you just made me.
So I was teasing her, and then she got sensitive about it.
No, I'm not sensitive. What I'm doing is that was a mind check to when I do listen to this myself. I'm gonna go, oh yeah, start sending Abby daily flex pictures. So no, that's not. Okay, so I think we need to get on to our quote.
Well, actually, I had something else we wanted to talk about because we've been doing this
about this. Then the subject I'm pointing at right now on my handy dandy notebook, that's a whole different podcast. I can go on for hours about that.
Well, we're not going to go on for hours about that.
No, but you need to.
We don't. Because a lot of people has a lot of media coverage.
Also, I understand that, but it's not our media coverage.
All right, we're going to talk about.
That could be another topic for our follow-up one.
No. So I'm not going to hold on to it that long because she's going to come up with 50,000 things she wants to talk about.
I've only been wanting to talk about this.
So that's why I'm saying we got to talk about it. We can make it quick. Point is that Lindsay Clancy, you guys, we've started a little thing here on the podcast where we talk about either large true crime cases going on or just cases that we find interesting. And so we wanted to talk a little bit about the Lindsay Clancy thing. If you guys do not know about this case,
we didn't want to talk a little bit. I wanted to have.
She wants to talk a lot more about it, but I said that will be us arguing.
And guys, I'm going to tell you a little secret. I think you would want to hear that. Our arguments are, but
they heard enough of this podcast.
But what I'm getting at is, why is this all about what you want?
Because I'm Abby.
Fine, I'll do my own.
So you could do your own podcast on that.
We're never going to agree on.
Point is that I wanted to talk about this because we are at a point in the world where there's a lot of talk about morals.
Okay, hang on. Before you go on, who is Lindsay Clancy?
Since you all know so much about it, you can explain
on trial right now.
Why she's on trial without your opinion. Point blank, why is she on trial for what she did. That is it. You can get into your opinion after.
See what I am talking about? I am the adult and you are treating me like a child.
Because she's going to bring emotion into it. Okay, so
I'm not! Lindsay Clancy.
Lindsay Clancy is on trial right now because
she's accused of.
She murdered.
Accused of
not
murdering.
Accused. There is proof
it is
of her.
Accused.
She murdered
in our
her
law,
3 children.
Abigail, and
one being 8 months.
You are not.
One being what, 2 or 3 years old?
Abigail, you are innocent until proven guilty.
Mother,
she is accused until they say
what?
Guilty.
How old were her children? One was 8 months. One was 5, and one was 7.
No, 4, 3 or 4.
So even younger. So she slit the throats.
Nope.
Of her 3 children.
Not all 3, no.
Allegedly. Nope. Okay, even if it's 1.
No, I don't even think she did 1. She slit her own throat.
Good for her. So this woman is on trial for murdering her children. Allegedly. So
you know what? I'm just gonna sit back here and just listen to everything that you say and
so
notes.
The topics that I wanted, the topic of why we wanted to talk about this is because it is a big mental health case going on right now. There's a lot of controversy online versus is it okay? It's not that it's okay, because obviously what she did was very, very wrong. But what the controversy with everybody right now is that people on my side versus mom, and that's why I thought it'd be cool to bring up.
Because I don't know if we never truly talked about this like in length, so I don't know where you stand.
No,
but I know that you already had told me how you know.
So I'll tell my stand is, and because I feel that you might have a different
mental health related like this. I like to listen, get involved, try to because I have my own mental health.
So my thing is, she is fighting for, I don't know what if it was like pleading insanity or whatever. I don't know what she's doing right now.
Guilty due to insanity.
Okay, so that is her claim. My thing is that I suffered postpartum depression. So has my mother. The debate is what she did. Is it able to plead insanity, and should she go to a mental hospital instead of prison because it was major postpartum depression leading into hallucination?
I say
is that
she goes
correct?
To
right?
A hospital.
It was the hallucinations is what caused.
She heard an audio voice.
Okay, so
a male voice.
So point is, my side.
A male.
My side is that whether her husband told her or whatever people want to speculate, she still murdered her children. And no matter what state of mind you are in, when you look at your child, you birthed this child, especially because women have this mama bear instinct. You're literally genetically bred to protect your children at all cost, right? My stance is she deserves death. I think she should get the death penalty because you brutally murdered 3 of your children. You acknowledged how wrong it was to the point where you tried to slit your throat because you regretted doing said things to your children. You realized realized how heinous it was. I hope it was. Because if it was anything else, you still deserve to rot and fucking die. If anything, I think that A, she should get the death penalty, or B, send her to a fucking prison with women who either murdered for their children or whatever. Because then she can get beat to fucking death.
No,
because I think this woman deserves such an awful fucking ending, just like she gave her children. Just like her children had to glimpse out of life, looking at their mother fucking murdering them. I think you deserve such an awful, heinous fucking death. I think we should bring back public hangings just for people like her. That is my stance.
All right. So how much did you look into it?
I did not look into it very, very much. I got kind of what happened, the fact that people
Where did you
they're
hear or
trying
see what happened?
multiple news outlets, multiple things, okay? And I watched, Austin tried to get me to watch a little bit of the courtroom hearings, but I actually fucking puked. I actually
No, I mean it's
barfed.
a disgusting case.
I felt disgusting, and then I see the videos of her supporters. And then I even got even more infuriated, honest to God. And you know how I am about advocating for children.
Well, you're
so
making,
I actually feel like, I'm not even joking, I actually feel gross to my stomach right now, like a bellyache starting.
So I want to point out to you that we are going to look at everything differently at points and times in our life. Me, I didn't know anything about the case, nothing. But then your stepsister Peyton, she sent me a message about the case and I was like, oh, if she's watching it, then I wonder what it's about, because Peyton doesn't watch stuff like this. She watches on the wrist, she loves watching people get arrested. So I was like, huh. But then I watched a little bit of other things on YouTube. I read some of the hearsay from everything, and I was like, okay, now I'm interested because I want to know what evidence they have, because I used to do it where as soon as I read something, boom, that was it. Oh my God, I formed an opinion right away. This, now at my age, I'm like, well, I want to hear everything. I want to hear. So I didn't read a whole lot, but enough to get me intrigued. I then started watching, and I've been watching every single day. And then when I'm done with it, I also watch, not to plug him or anything, but I do love him. His name is it's the Lawyer You Know channel. And he used to be a prosecutor, and he also worked for the defense. So he has both angles. He's looking at everything, and that's what I love. I want to hear it all, right? So, number one, I had kids, a lot of kids. I had 5 babies of my own, and I wanted more. And then Dad and I got married. I had 8 children. I want to say I love children. I want to be that person that if there is a kid walking down the street and they're getting harassed, I'd be the one to snag that little baby up, help them. I love children. There's no denying that. And then I'm watching this case, and I'm like, how the hell could a mom possibly do this to her children? And on top of it, what the actual fuck were you thinking? So I started watching it, and the more and more I started watching it, the more and more I had questions, which is going to happen. Anytime you watch something and whatever, you're going to be like, okay, but then my problem is, if I'm asking these questions, then is anybody else? Obviously there's other people asking those questions. And with me, with my mental health journey and everything, I wanted to dive into it also because holy shit, I've had moments, not where I wanted to kill my kids. Not where I thought that, but I had opposite thoughts, which I know she was also having because I watched all the stuff. But my thoughts were, I had you and your twins, and you're looking at, I'm sorry if you hate what I'm saying.
I'm thinking, the only thing I'm thinking based off of what you're saying is every fucking parent has those moments where it's like, oh my God, this day has been too much, this week, this month, whatever's going on, it's so much that I just want to fucking shoot myself in the head. I genuinely cannot fucking handle this shit. Everybody has those moments.
Oh yeah, I know. And you wouldn't be human if you
exactly
didn't, so that part I get. But the fucked up thing with this that I'm just I'm not understanding is one of the medicines that they talked about so extensively. It was Seroquel, also known as quetiapine.
Yep, I've heard of it.
I'm on quetiapine. So I was like, I know I'm on 100 milligrams of it every single night, right? I accidentally missed, while watching all this stuff, I accidentally missed 2 nights. And all of a sudden, the 2.5 days of missing it, I started getting violently sick to the point I thought I had COVID. I was telling, Peyton wanted to come over here and drop something off for us. And I was like, don't come in, I have COVID. And that was just this last week. And it was literally for my Seroquel. I felt like death. So my thing is I have so many questions. If she's on Seroquel and then stopped taking it, like they said, how? Because I'm on the sleeping dose, right? The one that makes you sleepy.
Yep.
Her dose was like, I think 400 milligrams or something. So if I'm only on 100 and it caused me to be in 2.5, 3 days of violent sick, right? Stuck in bed. Dad had to cook, all that kind of stuff. How the hell was she able to do anything to her babies while she was coming off that dose? She would have been sicker than fuck.
Okay,
That's one of the huge questions I have.
One of the questions I have for you is because you said she heard a man's voice and that's why she did it, and then you really emphasized on the man's voice.
Yes.
The father, to my knowledge, like I said, I didn't read too much on it because I literally just get sick.
Well, the defense didn't bring him up, so obviously.
Was he not there? Like, he was not there, right?
So the way that it was said, and then the evidence that the state is awful. I'm sorry, the DA.
Okay,
well, ladies,
just answer the question.
No, I just think the DA ladies fucking suck and need to be off this case, because I do think she deserves better.
Well, they probably don't. They're probably in the same predicament I'm in, and they don't want to give her better. People like her don't.
No,
deserve
Abigail.
better.
I mean, like, they should do better for the state so that she gets prosecuted.
Oh, okay, all right.
Because they're doing a shit show. What they're actually doing is when they show evidence, it gives you more questions. And if I were a juror, I would have those questions. So if I'm thinking that, I'm thinking the juror's thinking that also.
Yeah.
So my thing is the DA is saying is he works out of the home in the basement where the children were found in the basement. Okay. So she was upstairs with the kids and sent him a message. Hey, can we order from 3V, whatever? They don't really order from there often, but I'd like it. Okay. What do you want? Okay. It'll be done soon. Whatever. Something like that. Also, her child, who she brought, the oldest, the daughter, with the big bow that now the DA has got a fucking bow in her hair every single day. People nonstop talk about, because she's got to make the jury think of that little girl by having a bow in her hair. She looks fucking ridiculous. Either way. So what they're saying is Lindsay made all those arrangements for him to go to CVS.
Okay.
To get medicine to help the daughter poop, and then go get that food, and then come home. And when he came home, she was laying on the snow outside with a body core temperature of 82 degrees.
Okay.
And all that happened in 45 minutes. Her body would not be 82 degrees in 45 minutes. Okay. But they're saying she
but
set it all up.
If she is withdrawing and stuff, withdrawals do come with
I had a fever,
cold shocks, and fevers, and all that
fever.
kind of stuff. So I mean, especially on such a high dose, that is something that withdrawals happen.
He sent a work email in the time frame that he's saying he was gone. He sent a work email from home in the basement where the kids are.
Okay.
Do you see where I'm starting to?
I get where you're getting
male voice. So male voice. This is where I was for the long. I was on this kick of, oh my God, he's not even in court to watch this for like justice for his babies, like what the fuck?
I wouldn't be able to.
On top of it, he married someone who looks like her fucking twin. Okay. And then on top of that, they found a Google search or a Google review that he made and his new wife made that, this is the third year that we've come to visit. Bitch, he was still married to Lindsay at that time. Why?
Okay, well,
so there's a lot
cheating does not make you guilty for murdering your children.
Do you know how many times when I was going through a manic state, right, where somebody could have literally said something to me or I just thought something and thought they heard me, right? But I'm saying when I was manic and all of that, I could have very easily have been told I did something when I did not. There's a lot of questions,
that.
But I will say I thought all of it. I thought that he did it and then whispered in her ear, you did this, because there's so much that doesn't make sense.
And you said, I'm going to bring up a good point though. It takes 3 minutes to suffocate a child to death. I only know this because that one movie we watched way back when about this mother who was a drug addict, and then she had that stepdad who was raping those girls, and then they drowned the mom. And that it takes 5 minutes to suffocate or drown an adult. It takes a child 3 minutes. Well, so within 45 minutes.
Well, and I don't know if it was 45 minutes or I don't remember the
whatever it was. That's still enough time to kill your children. If you're cutting your neck has some of your main arteries in your body.
She was also extremely doped up.
She was yes, she was.
So the overdrugged.
There's a lot of factors that, yes, she could have, especially if she planned it, because this is the way I'm seeing it.
Well, hear me out.
She planned for him to leave the house. She gave him multiple places to go, multiple things to do within that time. She probably knew that her husband was cheating on her.
Probably.
On top of psychosis, that would make me murderous. That would make me very angry. She was also
getting put on medication, taken off. Like, there's so many switches.
So there's a lot of weird factors. So she could have been mentally ill. But what I'm hearing, and what if I were a juror, what I would be thinking is, okay, she gave him the means to leave the house, and she also has motive. She has motive. She plotted out for him to leave for enough time for her to do these heinous things. And then when she realized what she did, she went, oh, fuck. Either I'm rotting in prison and I'm getting raped and beaten to death, or I can kill myself. And those voices that she's claiming are in her head, which I don't doubt, okay, those same voices could have been telling her to kill herself. Yes, they could have been telling her to plot this stuff.
Yeah.
Especially being bipolar, I understand the voices telling you to do shit.
I don't know what bipolar, if you're bipolar 1 or 2, I forgot.
I'm bipolar 2.
I'm bipolar 1.
And I'm like the angry bipolar, But
no, you're not.
My thing
bipolar
is, oh, well, I'm just an angry bitch. Point is,
bipolar bitch.
Point is that, to me, she has motive. She plotted out for him to leave the house for enough time. He worked at home. So that makes it even easier to make it look like he did things, especially if she found out what he was doing behind her back.
I'm not saying she did. I'm just
the way that you made it sound when you're like, oh man, it's a man's voice.
Because I feel like so many people can have that, like a lot of you will see a lot of relationships with a mentally ill person, and the other person's a narcissist and all that, and use that.
But that's not always the man. That's not the man. But you know how I am. Like, I do think that
I was just playing footsie with you.
It's fine. I do think that men are villainized a lot more, and especially with women who are crazy. Like, yes, as much as you already being crazy can be swerved onto you and made you put into different positions, that also puts men into the position where women go, well, he did this, so that's why I reacted this way. And then men are instantly villainized. I see it all the time where people, like another example is, you're like, well, he's showing signs of guilt because he hasn't been here. Well, maybe he's showing signs of guilt because he was cheating on his wife. He went behind her back.
That's a good point.
Then he already feels guilty about that. But now he's going, wow, she must have found out, or something must have happened. And now it is all my fault because I did go out and cheat on her. I was living this second life. I had these children with her. And then she killed my fucking kids. And then tried to kill herself. And it's all my fault because this is what I was doing behind her back, and then this happened.
Did you purposely just say, kill the fucking kids?
Yeah.
Do you know what he said in the 911?
No.
Oh my God, she killed the fucking kids.
Well, yeah.
Instead of,
I would say that too. No, I would say that too. I would say that too. You know why? Because even, like, let's say you used to do it when we would get mad and you'd go, your kids, Tony, your kids did this, right? Or, like, I would go, like, when the right pisses me off and I call you and I'm like, oh, my kid. Or like, ugh, this kid.
You're making a good point on
like,
that. Yeah.
It's not necessarily showing that he's guilty, because imagine seeing your kids dead, your brain going, holy fuck,
I don't want to imagine
the fucking kids are dead. Like, that's exactly what I would think is, oh my God, the fucking kids are dead. Like, I want to go, oh, my kids are dead, this and that. Like, you don't have the time to think. Like, that, honestly, to me, feels like more of an authentic reaction versus she killed my kid. Men don't act like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Men don't think that way. Oh my God, she killed my... No, he's thinking my fucking wife is dead and she killed my fucking kids.
So for me, one, this trial that they're calling a trial, okay? They're calling it a trial. It is clearly not a trial. It's just a joke. But my thing is, for the last couple weeks, I was doing this in my head all day, listening, every word. Listen, and if I thought I misheard it, I would rewind that a little bit. I was going crazy with it because there was so many holes. And then it got to the defense, came out and said her defense, and started showing their proof. And yes, I do believe she did it. She said she did it. She's not denying that she did it. What she's
trying
saying,
to get out of a prison sentence.
What she is saying is, at the time, she was begging for help from the mental health all around her, and did not. Abby, the suicide hotline said twice in a span of a couple days, we cannot help you.
How the hell? I'm sorry.
And that's actually proof.
So I get the people saying that she deserves more than, like, I get the people saying that she deserves to go to a mental asylum, but the more you tell me about it, the more I stand on my stance.
Oh, I'm not trying to change your mind.
Because, well, no, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying I asked what your opinion is and what you know, and I'm just going to say, this feels even more guilty to me, because she had... Like I just said, like she went, oh shit, all this happened, and then she's like, oh well, the people didn't help me, and this and that. To me, it's feeling more like she just wanted to give the fuck up, and so she did.
Yeah, like
and
I said,
she gave herself the means to not have to be a parent anymore.
But she
regretted what she did, and she killed herself. And now that she didn't die,
no, she's paralyzed for.
Now that she didn't die. It feels even more like, I'm
sorry, I feel like the system let her down.
This is their fault.
No, I'm not saying because I think the system could have done better. And I say
that, you know, they should do better, especially dealing with what I'm dealing with, Emma. I do think the system could have done better for her.
When it comes to mental health, I feel like the system is really lacking.
But I still think that she deserves to fucking die.
So here's what I think. Okay. It's kind of close to what you're saying, but so my thing is, like I was saying earlier, I saw a lot of holes. I didn't want to believe she did it because she doesn't look quote, quote, that she could do it. She admits she did it. There's so much proof, solid evidence that even the state's really not disputing that she, from September all the way until January 24th, she was going to hospitals, she was going to doctors, she was saying this, doing that. Everybody knew she was sick. Her husband was like, towards the end, got to a point where he's like Dad was a long time ago with me. Like, oh my God, what the fuck am I going to do now? And he it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't, right?
Yes, the system failed her. But
what I'm saying is, someone with a mental health, if she is anything like me, I'm trying to look at it as like me, right? Mm-hmm. One, I would never kill my kids. I've always had the thought, and I was saying this.
Well, let's just use. If you're gonna put yourself in her shoes, you have to say, "If I killed my kids," okay, you know.
Okay, fine. But I will say that my entire mental health problem I had, whenever I had issues like that with you guys, or the twins would be crying nonstop and I couldn't get them to stop, and I'm like, just stop, just freaking stop crying, I just can't do this, shit like that, right? To where I wanted to run away. Mind was always saying, look at you, look at what you're acting like when your kids are acting like this. You're not acting like an adult. You're acting like a baby. And if you can't handle this, your kids deserve better. Therefore, you need to die so that they don't even have to remember you, because you'll be non-existent. And then they can have better because Dad will choose better. My thoughts were always that. And how many times did I try to die by suicide? Way too many. One time was successful, almost, because clearly I'm here. They brought me back. And what I'm getting at is that was always my mind. So with that being said, I feel that she would be in even more of a prison in her own goddamn mind of knowing she was, well, you got off on being insane. But now she's on 1-to-1. Someone has to be in her room at all times. Imagine that the rest of your fucking life, knowing you did this because you killed your 3 children.
I'll say that, yeah, that's
a mental prison.
But this is the thing that I'm getting
and
at.
I feel like she deserves
why she should not deserve that.
I feel like she deserves a mental prison.
When she gets sent to this place, just like they did with every other fucking, even the serial killers who go.
I mean, I do understand they will let her out.
They try to help her. That is the point that I think she does not deserve.
She needed help a long time ago, though.
Is that they're going to tell her what you did was only because of your mental illness.
I do not want mental health to be an excuse.
But that's what it's gonna be. If she's able to go to a mental health hospital, and this is why I'm so stern on my beliefs of this, is that she's gonna go to a mental health hospital that we've both been to, and we know how they work. No matter how bad the person is, they will try to level with them. They will try to level with you. They will use that as an excuse.
Kid gloves, but
they will use your mental health is why you did this. They're going to feed that delusion into her head, which I truly feel is delusion. Okay. Yeah. Your mental health is the reason why you did this. And then they're going to try to experiment her drugs, try to find something else to make those problems go away. They're going to try to help her. Yeah. What my thing is, she is not deserving of the help. Because yes, when you say that there's even a track, like a track record of her going to try to get help, what that shows me, especially watching you go through what I think it was almost 19 hospitalizations in our life.
There was a lot.
Yeah, I forget exactly what it is. If it's a lot.
For a kid, it would feel like eons of years.
Me going in multiple times to get help, especially knowing what the other side looks like. Not just being a normal civilian who just thinks a fucking ward is whatever people think it is, right?
Yeah.
We understand what actually happens behind them doors. What shows me is that she tried to get help many, many times. So she acknowledged enough to know.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
What was going on with her?
There was something wrong with her.
She acknowledged what was going on, what was going wrong, to the point where she did try to get help many times. If she called the suicide hotline, that acknowledges that she knew what she was going to do to herself was even wrong.
Did I forget to tell you that she even told her husband, quote, and I can't say quote because I don't know the word for word, but it was, she told her husband, listen, I'm having these really bad thoughts and it's fucked up, but one of them was saying I want to harm the kids. And he left there.
I mean, yes, that's wrong. He left them. But B, no dad is going to think that she's actually going to do something, especially if she warned him ahead of time and was like, hey, I'm feeling this way. That to me, if let's say Austin came to me, and
I'm starting to kind of choke up because something
he's
just going to my memory.
Insane, and he's like, I want to hurt Leroy. I'm thinking in my head, well, he told me, so we're gonna try to get him help, but I don't think he'd actually do it because he confronted me about it. He told me about it, especially if you married this woman and had multiple kids with her. Like, to me, all of it is showing that she knew what she was doing. She wanted to. She plotted it out. And now she didn't die. So it's too late to go back.
Oh, I agree
now
with
she's
you on
going to
that.
take the insanity plea. I'm thinking that she was coherent in her actions. That the more I hear about it, she was
they have
coherent.
to basically prove that she
was not in charge of her own actions. That she
didn't understand the law.
And that is what I'm saying is she understood.
I feel like she understood.
The more you bring up, the more it tells me that she understood exactly.
I mean, if it wasn't for the defense starting off with and showing all their evidence and saying, yeah, she did it, I would have believed that it was totally something different.
Like,
because there is so many holes to the story, and I think that's why there's so many speculations and stuff. But my thing is, Dad brought something up that I did when I was mentally fucked up. I don't even know why I'm going to share this on here. It is awful. But there was a time I got so upset.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly blocked this thing out of my head until literally last week when Dad brought it up.
Yeah, I know, because we brought it up and you didn't.
Awful.
You don't remember. You told us we were lying and we didn't. That we were wrong and stuff.
So what it was again, I was in that I wanted to die, and I was driving. And you guys were in the vehicle with me. I was driving the van, and Dad was with, and we got into a fight. And I forgot that I had the kids in the vehicle. And because I was caught up in the moment. One, I shouldn't have been driving, but that's neither here or there. And I swerved into traffic. And all of a sudden, it was like I heard screaming, and I snapped out of it. And then forced myself to believe that I would never hurt you guys.
Because you were so traumatized at the fact that you would do that to your kids, even though you know.
I didn't ever mean that, and it just feels awful, and I feel like that's kind of also why I'm stuck with this, like, Lindsay Clancy, because I could have done that to you guys, and if something could happen, my life would have been ruined, not because of jail, but because I love my kids.
And I get that.
And I am truly sorry for that.
Well, we know you are, and we all knew and understood that you were very mentally ill. But I'm gonna tidbit on this. Like,
sorry, I need to get. Yeah,
it's okay. Talk. You just breathe for a second.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to bring you back to, like, you said that's what's holding you and why you have the feelings you do and stuff.
It's awful. I don't understand
But the thing is...
And then for so many years, I blocked it out.
You said, because you were so traumatized by the thought of that you could have done that to your kids. Yes. And that mentally damaged you.
Yes.
And, like, we know you would never do that to us. But it damaged you guys
more.
We know... I wouldn't say that because, like... We don't really think about it.
It's just awful, and I'm so glad
I feel like
happened.
It traumatized you more, especially if you blocked it out of
your head. I mean, it was a swerve, and then it snapped out.
Exactly. But you said, when I heard my kids scream, I snapped out of my psychosis.
Okay, you just proved a point, yeah, actually.
When I heard my kids scream, and you realized, holy fuck.
Yeah.
You stopped, and I remember that day you literally pulled over.
I couldn't, I was shaking.
And you had Dad drive us back, and that night you were admitted.
Yeah.
I remember that. That night, and you told Dad, I need to go in. You made that decision yourself. So that's the point I'm going to really tip on, is that you said, oh my God, I realized what I was doing, and I stopped. She looked her kids in their eyes.
Abigail,
her 8-month-old baby.
She used exercise bands, so she tied him up.
Oh, that's even worse. You looked at your 8-month-old, and you fucking took an elastic band, and you watched the life of your child go out. You watched the life flicker, no matter what age it was.
Yeah.
You stabbed a fucking baby because your baby couldn't run, probably. So you went, so first... whenever what child was killed, no, because I said, I watched the courtroom, and I watched how she barely cried when they were talking about it, and I almost fucking puked.
No, she was crying a lot.
I think of the fact that she took that band, right, and she strangled. These kids are trying to pull it off. Okay? They're screaming, Mom, 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 right? Probably crying, why are you doing this? Please don't be mad at me, right? Saying whatever these kids are saying, trying to pull that elastic band off of them. And she sat there, probably pinned them down, and fucking pulled so tight.
She didn't have to pull tight.
Watched the light flicker out of her kid's eye. Then she didn't. That didn't stop her. She went to the next one.
Yeah.
And then she did it to the next one. And then she went to a poor, innocent, defenseless baby who can't even fucking walk and stabs it to death.
I'm gonna add to this.
She deserves death. She deserves death.
Go with God.
And you know what
she was saying to the kids.
And that's awful. Exactly.
Yeah.
Go with God.
So she knew where they were going.
She knew what she was doing.
She knew they were going.
She was fully fucking
saying
aware.
she'd meet them in heaven.
She does not deserve a insanity plea. She does not deserve to go to a mental health hospital where there's people who are going to help her, where she's going to get therapy. Yes, I get her mental health was so bad, it driven her to her decisions, but her decisions were still her decisions.
Mental prison. Like, I feel like she should go to prison the rest of her life and sit in her own head.
Yes.
And why am I here again? Oh, yeah, I know why. Because I feel like if she sits in the hospital and gets all that kind of help from the hospital, she won't see the prison walls and understand. Because every day you wake up and you look around, you know why you're there. Mm-hmm. If she's in the hospital, she'll think it's just because of her mental illness and not see that you're
the actual actions.
You
exactly. And that's what I'm getting at. So I'm just saying,
like, but what it doesn't matter. Either way, I know she did it, right? And I stand by that. I stand by her getting, obviously if she could, I would prefer death, yes, because I feel like Dad said yesterday, anybody who killed a child, automatic death penalty, no matter what state you live in.
I don't care.
Whatever state you live in,
I don't even think that you deserve lethal injection, because that is peaceful. I think you should sit there and either get hung in front of the fucking town, or you deserve to have that white hood go over your head. You not know who's looking at you. You not knowing who's around, and hearing the fucking gunshots go off on your ass.
Yeah, and I feel like the mental prison, along with the actual being in prison while you're paralyzed, you can't do shit. I think that'd be best for her. And the whole take that I get on this case is simply because it's a mental health case. But what rings out the most to me, and infuriates me the most, is the amount of help she was asking for and the lack of answers or looking into it. And I'm not saying it's like all their fault either, because as someone with a mental health, now this was going on and I had to go see my psychiatrist. I saw him not last week, but the week before. So during this thing, and I walked in there and he goes, "How's your day going?" And I said, "Oh, good. Whatever." He goes, "What you been doing?" And I said, "Oh, I've been watching this Lindsay Clancy case." He's like, "Oh, me too." And then said that he knew somebody that was going to be actually a forensics psychiatrist. And I know which one it is. It's the old guy with glasses and stuff.
Yeah.
So he knew. And then he goes, "Why are you interested in it?" And I said, "Because of my mental health journey, But it's just, to me, it's crazy that when you when you go and you self-report, like you've done it, you go to a psychiatrist, they say, "Well, how has your sleep been?" Well, reality could have been you're doing great with sleep. But because you're seeing him and you're in like the doctor's office and he's really caring and wants to know, you're going to say, so if you are exaggerating your symptoms because you're mentally ill, like most mentally ill people that are unmedicated and whatnot, they'll say, "Oh my guys, it's been okay, but it's like sometimes." So they'll exaggerate. And all the doctors are working off of is self-reporting. They have their ways to see if maybe you're lying, maybe you're not, but it's all, no matter what, that doctor's never going to know what's going on in my head.
Exactly.
So I felt what I told him, my psychiatrist, I'm like, well, and I want to actually end it on this because it's a positive note. But I told my psychiatrist, I'm like, you know what? I give you kudos for your job after watching like what's going on with this case, because holy fuck, it is insane. And he goes, it really is. And it does shed a light on the mental health. So I'm happy about that. He goes, but I'm also sad that it had to go and end like that. And I said, exactly, and then we were, like I said, talking about the self-reporting, whatnot. And then he goes, well, what do you think is that helped you? What helped you get to where you're at today? And I wasn't even I wasn't thinking. I just was sitting there like, okay, well, obviously, because I just talked about the self-reporting, it'd be the fact that I had to admit that I had a problem. So, if I could give any advice, it would be once you finally admit that you do have a problem and you're open, like actually open to help instead of exaggerating shit, trying to get sympathy,
blaming your
Blaming
actions
people.
on your mental health.
once you start doing that, you're going to get more help. And then you can go and continue on. I got done with my whole spiel, right? And he's just looking at me like, I'm going to over exaggerate this, but like, you know, like, wow, like his mouth was like wide open. It was, but it was
Yeah.
like a, whoa. And then he goes, can I ask you a question? I said, what's that? And he goes, can I use what you just said? And I knew that they're all recorded in that room.
Meaning use it to prove that his, like,
That he wasn't hurting me.
that his therapy, in a way, is helping.
So no, I knew that like all of the offices are have a video in
Yep.
there. So I knew it was video recorded because every time you go in there it is. But he goes, can I actually use what you just said in this recording for the day treatment that you were once in? And I was like, what? Because I remember being in day treatment and they would show us videos of people with bipolar and where they're at now. And I was like, man, I wish I could be like that person on there. And Abigail, it was amazing. I know I already shared it with you, but it was amazing to me that after it was all said and done and I signed a piece of paper and all that I was going to be one of those people that now in Appleton, if they go to that and they end up going to their family day or whatever, they'll see me saying that. And that was really exciting. So for my mental health journey, I ain't going to go and kill any kids.
Well, yeah.
So that was exciting to find that out.
I think that is a good tidbit to, like, end on, though, is that, because I'll agree, I'm in the same boat. I don't even take meds anymore like I used to. Like, I used to use a lot of the problems that I have mentally as excuses for the actions that I took, instead of just acknowledging, this is what I did and this is who I was.
And once you start doing that, you're going to actually be able to...
You'll be able to understand when you're going to do these things, why, like, it's not necessarily, like, why you did these things. Like, you can actually help yourself.
100%.
Don't blame your mental health on the things of why you did what you did. Oh, I have bipolar, so that's why I freaked out.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
I have bipolar, and I chose to freak out instead of coping with the problems that I have.
And that's another thing about this whole trial that annoys me, is because I am strong mental health advocate and all that and have my own struggles, I am watching people use and abuse the fact that they have a mental illness to get away with stuff. And that drives me insane, because then it just makes me look bad.
Yeah.
And I'm not like that. It's like, so either way, I can't go without doing the quote of the day, because Colton wanted to be a part of it and helped me with a quote.
All right.
So I'm going to give you don't even have to give me a quote. I'll just give you a quote. So this is actually a little bit different because you get to pick, there's multiple choice. There's 3 different people that you can choose who said it. All right. So the quote of the day is, the inner mechanisms of my mind are an enigma.
Colton.
And I'm going to tell you the 3 multiple choice.
Oh, God.
Patrick Star, Socrates, or Dad.
Patrick Star.
God damn it. Colton! She chose Patrick Star. It was Patrick Star.
I was the most unlikely.
No, I thought adding Dad onto it.
Dad wouldn't say anything like that. He's not a pussy.
Whoa. Mind blown emoji. You're right. Dad is not a pussy. In fact, I slept with him last night. I know he don't have a pussy. Anyways, with that being said,
thanks for tuning in to our extra long episode today.
And listening to the rants that we like to have.
Let us know in the comments how you feel about the Lindsay Clancy case. Or are you a person who also likes to get canceled in public?
Ooh, yeah, I like the cancel part because I canceled you a lot.
My
word doesn't work.
What have you done to get yourself canceled?
That I love. What have you done to get yourself canceled? I would love that. I would love to. And then, you know what? We can even if we get any, we can even share. You know, that would actually, that's one of my biggest
As we
goals.
always say at the end lately, is if you have any tea to spill, let us know and we'll spill it for you.
I mean, if you want your name out of it, the best way to do it is
Call
let
yourself
us be your
Steve.
voice. Let us be your voice. Anyways, I'd also appreciate it if you went onto our Facebook page and gave Chaotic Harmony a like. And if you would like to support our podcast episode, you can click on the support the show link and go from there. And with that being said,
share us, like, or comment.
Subscribe. And go out there and embrace the weird and make normal feel boring.
Bye.